Hello, boys and girls! Welcome to today's math lesson. Today we are looking at Module 2, Lesson 8. And our learning goal is that I can make a 10 when one addend is 8. So this is going to be a lot like what we did yesterday on Module 2, Lesson 7. And it's like what we've been doing earlier too in this module where we've been making 10 out of 9. We're just going to be making 10 out of 8. And do you remember from yesterday how many we have to add on to 8 in order for it to be 10? Yeah, that's right, 2. All right, well, let's get into it. So first we've got some bears here. And we've got a group of 8 bears over here and a group of 4 bears over here. What I want to do is I want to group those bears into a group of 10. Now, like we already talked about, when we have a group of 8, we only need 2 more in order to make it 10. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take my group of 8 and I'm going to add 2 more onto that. All right, so now I've got my group of 10 right here. And then on the outside of it, I have a group of 2. Now, if I were to be looking at some math problems here, the original problem would have been 8 plus 4, wouldn't it have? Because I have 8 right here, and I'm adding in 4 over here. But we kind of changed it up a little bit, didn't we? We made it a 10. So now we have 10 plus, and then we're going to add in how many we have left after we made our group of 10. So here's our group of 10. How many are we going to add in? Yeah, 2. So let's plug that 2 in right here. So we have 10 plus 2 equals, and I think we all know this, 10's a friendly number, fun and easy to add with. Yeah, 12. So let's put a 12 down right here. And that means that 10 plus 2 is 12. So our original problem of 8 plus 4, so our 8 plus 4 is 12 also. We didn't change anything here, did we? The amount we had total, 12 total, that stayed the same. We just changed that 8 to a 10 and that 4 to a 2. All right, let's take a look at another one. This time, I want you to pause the video, and if you don't have it already, go ahead and get your whiteboard or a sheet of paper, something to write with. And we're going to do a couple of problems together before we get to the problem set. So go ahead and stop the video and come right back. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. As normal, I'm going to be doing this side right here, the 8 plus 3, and you will be doing the 8 plus 5. So do your side along with me as I do mine. So the first thing I want to do is I want to draw out my 8 plus 3 in dots. So I'm going to draw down 8 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I want to put down the 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. Now, we already know that we need to group 8 and 2 more together to make 10. So if I were to do that, it would look like this. So I'm taking my group of 8 right here. Here's my 8. And then I'm going to add 2 more to it to make 10. So now I've got 10, and I have 1 on the outside of that group of 10. But we've been doing it a different way too, haven't we? We've been making many number bonds, and that's what I'd like us to do right here. So I'm going to, on my 3, I'm going to take it and make it into a mini number bond. And I know I have to take 2 out of that 3, so that way I can add it up with that 8 to make 10. So if I take 2 out of that 3, well, I already know I have 1 left over. I drew it out with my dots. So the other part of my number bond then is going to be 1. So now I have the 2 parts of my number bond, 2 and 1. Make sure you're doing the same on your side. Make sure you've drawn out your 8 dots and then a group of 5 dots. And then make your mini number bond on your 5. You'll want to take 2 out of that 5. And then what's the other part of your number bond? Okay, back on my side. I'm going to group my 8 and 2 together. We're going to add those up, and that's going to give me 10. So 10 plus, and then what do I have left? 1. And I even can prove that up here on what I drew out, 1. So 10 plus 1 equals 11. So not only then does my 10 plus 1 equal 11, but my original problem of 8 plus 3, that's 11 as well. Now, boys and girls, remember, anytime during this, if I'm going too fast, pause the video, rewind it, and watch it again. Right now, I want you to finish up what you've been doing over here on this side. Pause the video, finish it, come back, and check your work. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. I hope you're able to finish this problem. Let's check your work. So here's what you should have. You should have drawn out your 8 dots, your group of 8 dots, and then your 5 dots over here. Then made a group of 10. So we took 2 dots away from our 5, 2 out of my group of 5, and added it over to my 8. And that gave us a group of 10. And then we had 3 left over on the outside. So we had a group of 10 and a group of 3. On the problem itself, you should have made a number bond, a mini number bond. You took 2 out of that 5, and the other part of that number bond would be 3, because 2 plus 3 is 5. So we had our 8 and 2, which makes 10. And then we add in what we had left, which was our 3. 10 plus 3, 13. And then not only is 10 plus 3 13, but 8 plus 5 is 13 as well, because that's our original problem. 8 dots and 5 dots. We didn't change the total amount. We only changed how we organized those dots for adding them up. All right, let's take a look at another one. So here we have 8 plus 6 on my side, and on your side you have 8 plus 7. I'm going to be doing my problem. I want you to do your problem as I do mine. So remember, this one's mine. This side is yours. The 8 plus 7 is yours. So erase your whiteboard, find a clean sheet on your paper, and let's get started. So I'm going to draw out my group of 8 first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to make my group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and again, I know that I have to add 2 to my 8 for it to be 10. And I'm looking for a group of 10 because 10 is a friendly number, easy to add with. So I'm going to make my group of 10 right here. So I took my 8 and then added 2 more to it to make it 10. And then I have 4 left over on the outside. So I now have a group of 10 and a group of 4. But I want to do it also our mini number bond way right over here. So I'm looking at my 6 and I'm thinking, okay, I need to take 2 out of my 6 because I know I have to add 2 onto my 8 in order for it to become 10. If I take 2 out of my 6, the other side of my number bond, well, I know that's going to be 4 because 4 plus 2 is 6. Make sure you're doing your number bond right now over here as I'm doing mine. Now, I'm looking at this and I go, okay, I'm thinking I need to add up my 8 and 2 in order for it to be 10. And this 10, that's the same group as I have up here. So here's my original 8. Here's the 2 I took off of the 6. And it makes 10. So this is the same 10. Now I'm going to add in the group that I had left. I had my group of 4 that's left. And here it is here on my number bond. So I'm going to put that 4 down right here, 10 plus 4. And I know that 10 plus 4 is, yeah, that's right, boys and girls, it's 14. And that also means my 8 plus 6 is 14 as well. So let's put that down right there too. Okay, so if you haven't finished your side yet, pause the video, go back and finish that up, and then press play and we'll check your work. All right, boys and girls, so this is what you should have. You should have drawn out your group of 8 and then your group of 7 right here. And remember, we're adding 2 onto our 8 to make it a 10 group, which is what we did here. We took 2 off of that 5 and it became 10. I'm sorry, we took 2 off of the 7 and it became 10. And then we had a group of 5 left over. And looking at the problem here, we had 8 plus 7, which is just what this is. We took 2 off of the 7 and added it onto the 8 to make 10. Well, when we took 2 off the 7, that left us with 5. And that's what we had left over. 10 plus 5, 15. All right, boys and girls, if at any point on this you're a little confused, not sure what I'm talking about, please, again, rewind the video and press play again and rewatch it and go over it again until you've got it. Okay, right now I want you to go ahead and pause the video, grab your problem set, your Module 2 Lesson 8 problem set. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. So this is what your problem set should look like. Let me zoom in here so we can look at the top. And again, it says Lesson 8 Problem Set 1.2. Remember, that's first grade, module, or unit 2. Here's what our directions are for number 1. Oh, let me zoom in a little bit more here so it's easier to see. Okay. So it is saying circle to make 10. Write the 10 plus number sentence and solve. Number 1, Tom only has 8 goldfish and 5 angelfish. How many fish does Tom have in all? They did this first part for us. So we have our goldfish and our angelfish. So there's our group of 8 and our group of 5. And then they circled for us our 8 plus 2 more to make 10. What we need to do here is to finish off this number bond here. That's our first step. So we know we took 2 off of our group of 5, and that left us with how many left over? Yeah, 3. So we had 3 left over. So now we have a group of 10 and a group of 3. And then we add those together. The 8 plus 2. So now we have a group of 10. And then we have that group of 3 that's left over. So let's put that down right here. So we have our 10 plus 3. So we have 10 fish plus 3 fish equals, 13 fish. Nice job. And make sure you write the 13 up here as well. Okay, let's take a look at numbers 2 and 3. On numbers 2 and 3, the directions are make 10 by circling and solve. So they have it set up for us here. We have a group of 8. Here's our 8. And then 3. Here's our 3. Then they want us to circle a group of 10 and do our mini number bond. I'll get us started on number 2, and then you'll do number 3 on your own. So we're going to circle up our group of 8. our group of 10. I misspoke. We have our group of 10 we circled right here. And I can write down right here just to remind me. We have 10, and then we have now a group of 1. And we took 2 out of that group of 3 to make that 10. And I'm going to finish off that number bond here. So we had 2, and then we had 1 left over. So when we have a 3 and we take 2 out of it, we have 1 left. Because 2 plus 1 equals 3. So now we have our group of 10. And our group of 1, that's that 1 that's left over, we'll add it in. And 10 plus 1 is, 11. And we'll write 11 in up top here as well. Okay, you're going to do the same thing over here by yourself. You're going to make your group of 10. So you're going to circle out 10. You're going to do your mini number bond. Add 2 plus 8 to equal 10. And whatever you have left over after that, you're going to add together for your answer. And make sure you also put your answer here. So go ahead and work on that problem. As soon as you're done, press play and we'll take a look at the back side of our problem set. All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at numbers 4, 5, and 6. So numbers 4, 5, and 6, the directions are solve. Make math drawings using the 10 frame to show how you made 10 to solve. So they have it set up for us here. Here we have 8 plus 4, and then we have the mini number bond set up. So let's start right over here. So 8 plus 4, I know I need to add 2 onto my 8 in order for it to be 10. And if I take 2 out of my 4, I have 2 left over. Because 2 plus 2 equals 4. So I've got my 8 and 2, which is a group of 10. And then I have my 2 left over. And what they want us to do now is they want us to draw that out in this box right here with dots. So I'm going to start out with, I'm going to underline my 8 in red because that's going to be my dots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I know I have to add 2 more onto this to make it a group of 10. And here's my 4, so I have to add 2 from that. So I'm going to underline my 4 in red so we can see that a little better. So there's 1, 2, and then I have to add the rest of my 4 up here, don't I? So 3, 4. So here's what I have. So I have my blue dots are my number 4. The red dots are my number 8. So I have 8 and then 2. That equals 10. And then I have 2 left over. And again, my blue dots are my 4. So it just shows how we split that up into a group of 10 over here. And then we have a group of 2. The next step that we need to do is to write it down up here. So we have our 10. So here's our group of 10. And then we have 2 that we're going to plug in right here. So 2. 10 plus 2 is, that's right, 12. And we're also going to plug in that 12 over here as well. Because remember, 8 plus 4 is 12. We didn't change our total amount of dots. We just changed how we arranged them to add them up. All right, boys and girls, you're going to follow that same process for numbers 5 and 6. Pause the video, do 5 and 6, and then come back and we'll take a look at 7 and 8. All right, boys and girls, welcome back for numbers 7 and 8. And remember, if you got stuck on numbers 5 and 6, rewind the video, press play again, rewatch number 4 for how to set that up. Now on number 7 and 8, it reads, solve, use a number bond to show how you made a 10. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. We don't have to draw out the dots on this one. This one we just need to make our mini number bond. And we know that on our 8, we have to add 2 onto it to make 10. So if I take 2 out of my 5, that's going to leave me with, 3. So here's my group of 10 right here. So we have 10 plus what we have left, that's 3. So 10 plus 3 is, that's right, 13. And that's all we have to do. You're going to do the same thing over here on number 8 on your own. So you're going to take that 7, you're going to take 2 out of it, add it to the 8 to make 10, and whatever you have left, you're going to add that up to the 10, and your answer will go right there. All right, boys and girls, great work today. I'm very proud of all of your hard work. Don't forget to take a picture of your assignment and post it into Seesaw. And as always, I can't wait to see the work that you've done.